There is a Honda sitting in Southeast Asia with 340,000 kilometers on the odometer. Same crank it left the factory with. The rider is a delivery driver who has never once taken the engine apart. He changes the oil every 2,000 kilometers, keeps the chain lubed, and replaces the air filter when it looks dirty. That number isn't a typo, it's completely real. Commuter motorcycles are where Japanese engineering philosophy shows its truest face. No track day credibility to chase, no horsepower wars to win, just the quiet, relentless pursuit of a machine that starts every morning and costs its owner as little as possible over the longest possible time. The engineers who built these bikes were not trying to impress you. They were trying to outlast you. These 10 did exactly that. Zero Suzuki GS 125, GN 125, 1982 present. Most people look at the GN 125 and see a basic, outdated commuter with no exciting features. Riders who've owned one for a decade see something completely different. The 124cc SOHC air-cooled single has been in continuous production since 1982, over 40 years, without a fundamental engineering change. That's not corporate laziness. That's a manufacturer leaving a proven design alone because there's nothing left to fix. 2 valves, a single Mikuni carburetor, points-free electronic ignition. No complex systems to fail, almost nothing to go wrong. Valve clearance every 6,000 kilometers intake at 0.050.08 millimeters. Exhaust at 0.10.13 millimeters. Change oil every 2,000 kilometers with 10W, 40 conventional, not synthetic, which causes clutch slip on the wet clutch. #9 Yamaha YBR 125 2005 2016. And this next one quietly became one of the best-selling motorcycles in the world, not because of marketing, but because owners kept telling other people it never broke. The 124cc SOHC air-cooled single has a forged crankshaft unusual at this price point and wider than average cooling fin spacing that keeps operating temperature lower than competing 125cc singles. Cooler running equals slower wear. At this displacement, that temperature difference compounds significantly over 50,000 kilometers. The carburetor's 3.5 size pilot jet clogs easily if the bike sits unused for more than 3 weeks with ethanol-blended fuel in the bowl. Drain the float bowl before any extended brake. A clogged pilot jet causes rich running that washes cylinder walls with unburned fuel. Prevention costs 30 seconds. Repair costs $40 in an afternoon. Hash height, Honda CB125T, JC6, 1977, 2015. Now this one spans nearly 4 decades of production, and Honda kept quietly improving it while keeping the fundamental architecture identical. The 124cc SOHC parallel twin chose a twin-cylinder layout when every competitor used a single. Each cylinder handles half the combustion events, meaning half the heat load per cylinder, slower valve seat recession, slower ring wear, more consistent compression retention over high mileage. The manual cam chain tensioner requires adjustment every 10,000 kilometers. The symptom of a loose chain is a metallic rattle at idle that disappears above 3,000 revolutions per minute. A 10-minute tensioner adjustment keeps the cam chain running 60,000 and 80,000 kilometers before needing replacement. #7 Kawasaki Eliminator 125 ZL 125 1000 998 2007. If you've been commuting by motorcycle for more than 5 years, this one is definitely about you because experienced urban riders quietly recommend the ZL 125 to anyone asking what to buy for daily use. The 124cc SOHC single shares its fundamental architecture with the KLX 125 off-road bike, meaning it was designed with off-road thermal and mechanical stress as its baseline. A commuter engine built to off-road specifications is massively over-engineered for tarmac. Piston-to-wall clearance, rod bearing width, and crankshaft journal diameter are all sized for demands that urban commuting will never make. The ZL 125 carries 900 milliliters of oil versus the 750 milliliters, typical of competing 125cc singles. More oil volume means lower operating temperature per milliliter and slower degradation between changes. Honda CG125 1976 present. But the reason why the CG125 is still being manufactured nearly 50 years after its introduction is what most people get completely wrong. They assume it survived because it's cheap to produce. It survived because it's impossible to kill. The 124cc OHV pushrod engine uses a design so conservative that Honda's own engineers criticized it internally in 1976 for lacking ambition. 2 valves, pushrod actuation. Bearing clearances wide enough to tolerate contaminated oil without immediate damage. In markets where oil quality is inconsistent and service intervals stretched by economic necessity, the CG125 survives conditions that destroy more sophisticated engines within weeks. That 340,000-kilometer bike from the opening, it's a CG125. The owner has never adjusted the valves, though he should, every 8,000 kilometers, intake at 0.05 millimeters, and exhaust at 0.1 millimeters. Yamaha RX 135, 1978, 2005. And the next one surprises people because it's a 2-stroke, and 2-strokes have a reputation for short, violent lives ending in a cloud of smoke and a seized piston. The RX 135's 132 cc 2-stroke single laughs at that reputation when maintained correctly. 2-stroke longevity is entirely oil-dependent. The RX 135 uses Yamaha's auto lube injection system, do not bypass it, and do not use automotive 2-stroke oil. Use Yamalube 2S or a JSO FC-rated equivalent. The difference between correct and incorrect oil is the difference between 40,000 kilometers and a seized piston at 15,000. Maintain correctly clean air filter every 3,000 kilometers. Exhaust port decarbonization. Every 15,000, the RX 135 runs past 50,000 kilometers before needing a piston and ring replacement. That job costs $30 in parts and 2 hours of work. After the refresh, it runs like new again. Honda CBF 125, JC40, 2009, 2017. Now forget everything you think you know about entry-level motorcycles because the CBF 125 is not what it appears to be from the outside. It looks basic. Under the bodywork is a 124cc SOHC fuel-injected single-running Honda's PGM-FI system, the same fundamental injection architecture as the CBR 600RR, scaled to 124cc, no choke to forget, no pilot jet to clog, no float bowl to drain before winter. The ECU handles cold starts, altitude, and temperature automatically. Keep fuel above the quarter tank mark consistently. Low fuel causes the pump to draw from the tank bottom where sediment accumulates. Fuel pump failure on the JC40 at around 40,000 kilometers is almost always preceded by months of running near empty. One simple habit prevents it entirely. Suzuki EN 125, GS 150 2004 present. This doesn't just last long, it has become the backbone of personal transportation across 3 continents. And the engineering reason is something most riders never think about. The EN 125's 57mm bore and 48.8mm stroke is an over-square layout wider than it is tall, reducing piston speed at the RPM range where commuter motorcycles actually spend their lives. Lower piston speed means slower ring wear, slower bore wear, and longer intervals between measurable compression loss. The GS 150 adds 25cc and 3 horsepower, which meaningfully reduces the percentage of maximum output required at highway speeds. A GS 150 at 80 kilometers per hour uses roughly 55% of its mechanical capacity. An EN 125 at the same speed uses approximately 75%. That 20% difference in sustained load translates directly into slower long-term engine wear. Both engines regularly reach 100,000 kilometers without internal work. The GS 150 does it more easily. Honda Wave, Dream Series 2001 present. If you've spent time in Southeast Asia or South Asia, this needs no introduction. The Honda Wave and Dream siblings are quite literally the most successful commuter motorcycles ever built. Honda designed the Wave valve train for a 10,000-kilometer maintenance interval in markets where 5,000-kilometer service is realistically what owners manage. The actual wear rate is specified to remain acceptable at twice the recommended interval. Honda built in a factor of 2 for owner negligence. That margin explains why Wave engines with missed service intervals still reach 80,000 kilometers, and why properly maintained examples cross 150,000 kilometers without internal work. Oil every 3,000 kilometers, air filter every 6,000, valve check at 10,000. 3 items. Engines that receive those 3 things routinely outlast the frame they're bolted into. Honda Super Cub, C50, C70, C91958. Present, and here we are. The motorcycle that changed the world and never stopped running. The Super Cub's OHC engine is the most produced internal combustion engine in human history. Over 100 million units. That number is not a sales figure. It is the largest real-world reliability dataset ever assembled for a single-engine architecture. Every failure mode found, every wear pattern documented, every improvement incorporated into subsequent production. The centrifugal clutch is so refined across 60-plus years that replacement before 80,000 kilometers is considered premature failure in markets where the Cub is daily transport. Consistent engagement means consistent wear. Consistent wear means predictable, long service life. Oil every 2,000, 3,000 kilometers with 10W30. Clean air filter, correctly tensioned chain. Valve clearance every 8,000 kilometers intake at 0.05 millimeters. Exhaust at 0.1 millimeters. 4 items. Owners who deliver those 4 things ride past 200,000 kilometers as a matter of routine, not exception. 340,000 kilometers. Same crank, same cases, never opened. That's not luck. That's 60 years of refinement applied to a design that was already right the first time. If this list helped you find your next daily rider or reminded you to go check the oil on the one in your garage right now, you know what to do.